Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters Show. It's the 9th of September 25. We're diving straight into the critical news impacting your financial world today. Let's start with some key developments right here in Malaysia. First up, some serious charges involving Maju Expressway. The owner, Abu Sahid, his wife, and a former director are facing allegations, criminal breach of trust, money laundering, forgery, all tied to the MEX II project. That sounds pretty significant.
It really is. This isn't just procedural. It signals a very strong stance against alleged financial misconduct. It basically underlines the authorities' focus on corporate governance.
And for investors, what's the takeaway?
For you, it reinforces that transparency and accountability are being actively enforced. It's about building confidence in markets' integrity, really.
Right. Integrity is key. Okay, moving on. Malaysian Resources Corp, MRCB, is buying EPF's big stake, 80%. In Bukit, Jalil Central, $1.58 billion in cash, and they're looking at data centers there.
Exactly. This is more than just a property deal. It's strategic. MRC is bidding big on digital infrastructure. You see EPF shifting assets and MRC pivoting towards tech-aligned properties. It tells you where they think the growth is.
So a move away from traditional real estate, potentially.
Potentially, or at least diversifying heavily into these high-demand tech assets. It definitely raises questions about how we value urban land now.
Interesting. Now, Gamuda's joint venture with Samsung C&T, they're now the preferred contractor for Australia's Marinus link.
Yeah, that's Gamuda expanding its international footprint again. Significant infrastructure project overseas shows their capability on a global scale.
Okay. And big news for workers, the Gig Workers Bill 2025 has passed. What does this mean?
This is huge. It gives legal protection, validates verbal contracts, and crucially mandates SOCSO contributions for over 1.2 million gig workers.
So real safety net being formalized.
Absolutely. It's a landmark for worker rights in the gig economy, which impacts so many people and services now. More stability, potentially more trust in that whole ecosystem.
Got it. Now, a bit of corporate drama at Greenyield. The CEO is facing a removal bid from shareholders, including his uncles, citing performance issues.
Ah, yes, the classic family business tension playing out publicly. It highlights the challenges when family ties and corporate leadership mix, especially if performance dips.
How the market reacts is key, right?
Definitely. It's a test case for governance practices in similar company structures.
Okay, let's quickly run through a few other Malaysian company updates. Pimpin and Istan's unit, Renicola, shortlisted for 2 large solar projects. That's big for green energy.
Yes, about RM 1.2 billion worth. A definite boost for Malaysia's renewable energy goals.
A Fin Huang investment bank has a new CEO, Hanif Ghulam Mohammed.
Key leadership change in the financial sector there.
The Securities Commission charged a former unit trust consultant with securities fraud.
Underscores ongoing investor protection efforts. Important vigilance.
Prawn farmer Camaro is going ahead with its IPO, despite a pause in orders from a South Korean customer.
Navigating some international trade headwinds there, as they list, shows resilience, perhaps.
OCK Group plans to list its energy subsidiary, EI Power Technologies, on the ACE market.
Unlocking value in that power solutions segment. Makes sense.
Reservoir Link Energy's unit won a RM 60.2 million contract for a waste recovery facility.
Good for them, and a step towards more circular economy initiatives.
Critical Holdings got approval to move to the main market.
Signals growth and maturity for the company. Positive step.
Intabina bagged a RM 66.5 million housing contract.
Adding to their construction order book, steady work.
Jati Tinggi Group secured a RM 42.9 million subcontract for cable works.
Strengthening their utilities engineering side.
And Ecompile Holdings got a RM 54 million piling subcontract for the Penang LRT Mutiara line.
Yeah, playing a crucial part in that major infrastructure project. Foundational work, literally.
Okay, let's broaden the lens now. Shifting to some wider political and international news impacting Malaysia, former Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob and his political secretary won't challenge the MAC's forfeiture of over RM 169 million.
That's a significant development in the anti-corruption space here. It reinforces that accountability message, regardless of political ties. Good for institutional integrity.
And speaking of institutions, Bank Negara Malaysia kept the OPR steady at 2.75%. The governor sees the economy remaining strong.
Yes, the decision reflects confidence in Malaysia's current growth trajectory and aims for stability amidst, global uncertainties. It suggests they feel inflation is manageable for now.
On the security front, Petronas confirmed no operational impact at its Bintulu LNG facilities despite some security warnings.
Important assurance for energy supply stability. They seem to have it under control.
Malaysia's getting tech-savvy, too. Cybersecurity Malaysia launched the country's first vehicle forensics lab.
Right, advancing our digital forensic capabilities necessary in today's world.
And talks are happening between the Digital Ministry and the Road Transport Department about laws for autonomous vehicles.
Laying the groundwork for future transport tech. Needs careful consideration, that one.
There was also more testimony in the YR1M funds case involving the Jibrazak.
Yes, shedding more light on the details of that high-profile financial case. The legal process continues.
And police arrested 2 men for seditious and threatening social media posts.
Shows authorities are taking action against online misinformation and threats.
Okay, turning fully international now. Big focus on the U.S. Federal Reserve. Standard Chartered expects a 50 basis point rate cut soon due to weak U.S. jobs data.
That expectation is really driving markets. A potential Fed cut signals a cooling U.S. economy, maybe a weaker dollar down the line.
Which brings us to gold, hitting a fresh record over U.S. $3,622 an ounce.
Exactly. It's classic safe haven buying, plus bets on lower rates making gold, which yields nothing relatively more attractive. It reflects uncertainty.
Meanwhile, China's pushing ASEAN for an upgraded free trade deal, particularly with U.S. tariffs still in play.
A clear strategic move by China to bolster regional ties amidst those global trade frictions, strengthening its neighborhood links.
And the Asian Development Bank basically said a Fed rate cut would be a relief for Asian economies hit by U.S. tariffs.
Right. It highlights how interconnected everything is. A U.S. policy shift can ease pressure right here in Asia. It could boost regional exports.
Interesting debate in the U.S., too, about the Fed's independence from politics.
Always a hot topic. Central bank autonomy is seen as crucial for stable monetary policy, free from short-term political cycles.
Big change in Indonesia. The president replaced his finance minister, aiming for a new, growth-focused direction.
That's the signal, yes. A major shift for Southeast Asia's largest economy. It suggests a potential change in fiscal strategy, which could have ripple effects across ASEAN. We'll be watching that.
Alibaba's seeing strong interest from China traders. Huge inflows, fueled by AI optimism.
Shows strong market belief in their AI strategy, despite other headwinds. Tech remains a key focus.
Though China's overall export growth did slow in August, missing forecasts.
Yeah, highlights some challenges for their export-driven economy. Global demand might be softening.
And on energy, S&P Global thinks Brent crude could fall to US $55 by year-end. Sees a supply surplus looming, even if OPEC Plus increases output.
That suggests potential downward pressure on oil prices, which could impact inflation globally and, of course, energy producers.
Quick hits on crypto and finance. The Trump family reportedly added massive crypto wealth.
Shows the volatile but sometimes explosive wealth generation happening in the crypto space.
And NASDAQ plans to launch trading of tokenized securities.
A significant step for blockchain potentially moving into mainstream finance infrastructure. Big implications if it takes off.
Regionally, former Thai Premier Thaksin Shinawatra returned ahead of a court verdict.
Adds another layer of political uncertainty in Thailand and the region.
And Thailand's central bank is vowing to curb the baht's volatility after its recent surge.
Trying to manage competitiveness for their exports and tourism, currency swings can hurt.
India seems cautious dealing with the U.S. after recent tariff talk.
Reflects the complex geopolitical navigation countries are doing right now.
The EU is considering more sanctions on Russia.
Continuing international pressure there.
And finally, the Baltic exchange shows mixed signals in shipping markets.
Yeah, Capesize and Panamax rates up, others balanced. Affects global trade costs, supply chains, always shifting.
Wow, that's a lot to digest. From local boardrooms and worker rights to global rate cuts and trade shifts.
It really is. And understanding how these threads connect is crucial for making sense of the financial landscape. We hope this run-through gave you some valuable insights today.
Absolutely. For all these essential updates and much more, make sure you subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.